And then all of a sudden I screamed. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be explaining my labor and delivery story with details and, you know, because I want to remember the pain. So baby boy was born on June 14th, so by the time that this goes up it'll be his birthday. So happy birthday, baby. Mommy loves you so much. Mommy's hair looks like crap right now. So ignore my white bed sheets. My other bed sheets are drying, just in case y'all noticed. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys the last time I had talked to my doctor, which was the time I had went to go get my glucose test, and she told me if I had any bleeding to come in. So we're gonna jump back to June 13th. So I woke up, it was a regular day, you know. I used to sleep in before I had my son, and now I don't. So I woke up maybe like around 12. And I had blood on my underwear. So I went ahead and I called my doctor, like, hey, I'm bleeding, do I come in, do I not? She's like, yeah, go ahead and come in, I want to check you. When they check you, they're checking to see how dilated you are. So mind you, the last time I was dilated 2 centimeters. So I go back again. She was asking me about the blood, like if it was a lot, was it a little bit, was it spotting? I told her that it was spotting, and she's like, oh, well, if it was a lot, then I would have thought you would have came in. But I thought if you knew if it was a little bit, you wouldn't have came in. I was like, well, you didn't tell me either or, so. So anyways, she checks me or whatever. She says I'm still 2 centimeters dilated. Okay. She's like, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and have you come in on the 19th, and then we'll have you be induced so you can have your baby. I was like, okay. So the 19th was Sunday, or Monday. I go home, continue out my day or whatever. It's bedtime. I'm all thinking about Sunday, like, oh, I'm gonna get induced Sunday or whatever. Let me tell you guys, that day, June 13th, I felt weird. Like, I had pressure, like a lot of pressure, and he was kicking me very hard. And kind of like the out of control kicking, like it kind of scares you, like what the hell. Me and John go ahead and lay down to go to sleep. He was just telling me like about work or what he was gonna do the next day, right? And I was like, oh, okay. And I was just laying there on my phone, and I was thinking about my YouTube channel, and I was like, what am I gonna film next? Because like I had just done like a baby update. He was already asleep at this point, John. It was probably like 5 minutes into his sleep, and then all of a sudden I screamed. He got up so quick, but it wasn't so much because I screamed, because he felt it. My water broke. My water freaking broke. So I told my best friend. She was the first person that I texted about my water breaking. The reason why I screamed about my water breaking was because it felt hot. Like not burning hot, but it was just like somebody threw some hot water on me down there. And mind you, I went to bed in a t-shirt and underwears. Like I don't sleep with shorts on or like warm-ups or anything like that. Sorry guys if Sage keeps making a lot of noise, but he's very entertained right now. So he got up real quick. He's like, what's wrong, what's wrong? And he's like, I'm wet or something. I was like, what? And I was like, I think I'm bleeding. He's like, what do you mean you're bleeding? I was like, I think I'm bleeding. It was these blankets actually. So he gets the blanket and he goes like that. He's like, what is that? Because like underneath us we had like a maroon blanket, because I was actually washing my pinkish reddish blanket. So I don't know, maybe it was my water, I don't know. So I was still living with my mom at this time. So he goes and he runs to my mom's room. He's like, Connie! He's like, I don't know what happened, Connie! So the mom comes in here, she's like, what's wrong, Mija? I was like, I don't know if it's blood or if it's water. She's like, it's your water, it broke. And She's like, come on, we gotta get you to the hospital, like right now. I was like, nah, Mom. I was like, I feel fine, like for real. She's like, I don't think you want to be saying that right now. She's like, oh, watch, girl, you're gonna get it. And I was like, what? I thought I knew what was coming, but I didn't. I was telling everybody, take their time, you know, don't rush. We got everything. That's when the horrible contractions started. Not even 10 minutes later, it hit me, and oh my gosh, it felt like my bones were breaking. We rushed to the hospital. Well, Mom had to go put gas first. So we took off. Me and my mom took off without John because he wanted to take the truck. So he was already just like throwing the stuff, putting the baby's car seat in there, you know, basically doing everything that I should have done a couple days before, but I thought I was gonna go until like the 19th, so I had like more days, whatever. So thank God I had the bassinet ready and all that with John Serta photo, because I do have a picture of it, but I never actually really posted it. It was just like on my snap, and that was it. My mom's calling all the units. She's calling the town that we live in, the couple towns outside of where we live in, like, hey, I'm gonna be driving like super fast, so like don't pull me over because I got a girl who's going to labor, you know. I'm like, what the hell? Well, she has her signal lights on. She's going like maybe like 80 or 90 on the highway. John said when he was trying to catch up, he was going like 100. I get there, I'm having these bad contractions, and I'm trying not to yell, but it's kind of hard not to yell when it feels like all your bones are breaking down there. I get there, whatever, and I'm like shaking because my body's, you know, trying to open up and let this baby out. I had to walk from the big parking lot garage all the way to the hospital, which it wasn't that far. If you're not going to the back, at least. I'm rushing in there. She's like, she's gonna have a baby, hurry. And she said, no, they got me a wheelchair, and these people wheelchair me real quick. I was like, oh shit. I remember going in a lot of pain from my house to my mom's car. I don't remember walking outside my mom's house. We go finally in, and I'm signing the papers, trying to sign them because I'm shaking. So my mom grabs the pen and she's like, give me that, I'll sign it. So she starts signing everything. If you don't know what that's like to go through that, when you get that break and you're not going through the pain of the contractions, it feels so freaking good. Like you can breathe, and you're just like, well, no. One of the nurses thought I was lying. This bitch thought I was lying. She's like, oh, it's probably fake contractions, or they call it something like that. I can't remember what she called it. And then all of a sudden another one hit when I was about to get on the hospital bed, and she started freaking out because I started yelling because it was like really bad. And she's like, oh, she's like, okay, let's hurry up. Her and two other nurses come and they help me on the bed. You know, they pull up my gown and they check me, and I was 6 centimeters dilated when they checked me. So she felt like shit. She started calling I don't know if it was a male or a female. I think it was a female. She's supposed to be like the one to put the epidural in and, you know, all that stuff. This bitch was on lunch. Whatever. So I was probably there for like another 5 minutes, and then I guess they got like annoyed of me making all the sounds and stuff, so they rushed me up to the labor room. After they rushed me up there, they start hooking me to all these things. Finally get me the epidural, and it feels so good because I'm not in pain and I can breathe. And that shit hurt though. I'm not gonna lie, that hurt when the medicine's going inside of you. I sleep for like a couple more hours because mind you, we're in the middle of the night, maybe like 4 or 5 in the morning at the hospital. So I got some more sleep. They gave me the epidural and I was able to get some really good sleep. I did not eat because you're not allowed to eat, because when you start to push, you tend to throw up. So I didn't eat for like a whole 24 hours and I was hungry. So that's why I just decided to sleep instead of eat. This nurse, I've been waiting because she gets off like, I think it was around 7, and I had my baby boy at 6:55 p.m. She's like, come on, Destiny, you gotta have a baby. I need some excitement around here. And I was like, okay. So she was having me push the first, because I pushed for 2 hours. So I was pushing and pushing, and then all of a sudden she said we were getting ready. So my doctor comes in and she's like, okay, are we ready? And everybody else was like, yeah. And I was like, no. I'm pushing crying and my mom keeps talking to me. And you know, I love my mom, but at that moment I was mad. I didn't want to hear anybody say anything. John kept blowing on my face because it was hot. Mind y'all, I threw up when I was pushing, but I had eaten ice chips because that's all I could eat, and I threw that up. And then finally she's like, okay, you're gonna feel a little bit of burning. She's like, you'll be okay, good. So I felt burning, but I did not yell. It wasn't even bad. It was just, I don't know how to even explain it. It was weird. Sage is with John, just in case y'all are wondering where he's at. No, he's not alone. So I felt a crowning, and all of a sudden she's like, give me a big push, and I pushed, and oh my gosh, I felt so good because he was out of me. Like, it felt so good. Like, he just flopped out like a little fish. And John cut the umbilical cord. My mom was there and more happy than I was at that point. That was it. He was out. He was welcomed into the world at 6:55 p.m. on June 14th. And I didn't look at him because I was still like that, looking like that, because I think she had taken the placenta out, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't have to push for that. They say some girls have to push for that, but I didn't. It just came out as well. They were wiping him up, you know, all that good stuff. Placed him on my chest, and oh my gosh, like, I was still upset, of course, and I was mad and annoyed. And then they put him on me, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. He felt so soft, and he was just so tiny, and I gave myself baby fever. He had green, dark eyes. They were so beautiful. His hair was like curly, kind of like the way this is. It was like this, all right there. I miss holding him, but I definitely do not miss the pain. That's all it is. My mother-in-law came over later. She ended up bringing me some flowers, and she held him, and you know, all that stuff. I was basically just proud that I pushed my son out, and just happy, blessed that he was healthy. Well, is still healthy. Besides the nurse that carried him, there was 2 nurses that carried him, the doctor, John, me, my mother-in-law, my best friend. My father-in-law and my brother-in-law did not hold him. They were scared. They didn't at least not hold Sage until maybe he was like 3 months, I think. Basically enjoyed baby boy, and I did not leave the hospital until the 16th, so I gave birth on the 14th, 15th, 16th, so I was there for like about 3 days. It was a crazy day, 2 days for us. It was not what I expected at all. Nothing to what I expected. Sorry, I look very I look like trash. Mind you, I did not care about how I looked. I was going through labor, I was in pain. I was just happy that my son was good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe right down below because I do post weekly. I will see you guys in my next video.